Can you open it? Ooh. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Wow. Look at that. Everything is nicely weighed out. So gather your mise en place, so the sugar, the butter, the shortening, the flax egg chai seed mix, our sprinkles, cake flour and baking soda, and salt. We have our oil, neutral oil, and our buttermilk. And to make vegan buttermilk, all you're doing is taking your milk of choice and adding a tablespoon of vinegar, letting it sit, and then you have vegan buttermilk. Next, we're going to add everything into my stand mixer. I'm going to add in all the butter, and the full recipe will be linked down below, or you can just go to the Milk Bar website, and the recipe is actually right on their website. But my veganized recipe will be on my blog. I'm going to put all the butter in there. Take this off for a second because it's blocking my access. Guys, literally all you're going to do is scrape your butter into your mixer. I just fast forward this part up because, you know, it's kind of, you know, visual. So yeah, just add all your butter to your mixer, and then we're going to cream this together. Paddle attachment, which is what she states. So let me go get the rest of the stuff and I'll be right back. So now we're gonna add in our vegetable shortening. And then we're gonna add in our sugar. Now from the measurements, it seems like this is not a big cake. Like this is not a big cake at all. Alright, now we're gonna cream everything together. Let's put the paddle attachment on and cream. Change the angle. We're going to scrape down the sides of the bowl, and then we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients. Look at how pretty that butter is. So pretty. If you guys have any ideas of any other recipes you'd like to see me recreate that are not vegan yet, please let me know. I enjoy recreating desserts. So much fun. But yeah, then we're gonna add in our flax egg. Let me go grab that. It says to add them in one by one, but obviously we're not using regular eggs. So I'm just gonna add in a spoonful of the flax egg a little bit at a time. And then we're going to pause it, and we're actually going to scrape it down again and then add it in. She says to stream in the oil, vanilla, and buttermilk. So we're going to go grab vanilla, but I have regular as well. But she says, I guess this is what she uses in this cake, so we're going to be using it. So yeah. So she states you do this for 4 to 5 minutes, and the reason for doing this is you're basically forcing more fat into already fat substance, and it's going to get white and fluffy in a homogeneous process. It is so beautiful. Look at how fluffy that butter is. and that oil and that buttermilk. It's just beautiful. Now you're just gonna do this. I think I have 2 minutes left on my timer, and I have it on speed 4 on my KitchenAid. Fluffy and beautiful that is. It is just so yummy. So we're gonna add in our flour and baking soda. And this is on slow, so I'm gonna scrape down the sides first, as always, making sure to scrape down our sides. And then we're gonna add in the rest of our ingredients. I'm so excited. And I love the way she explains how to make everything. Like, it's nice. The detail and the reasoning why, you know, you have to do something. And she said to do it on slow, so I'm gonna put it on stir. And I'm gonna slowly add in my flour. You don't want it to go too crazy, so let that kind of incorporate first. And you can see it incorporating on the sides, and then you just add in a little bit more. And she says to do this very slowly. So that's what I'm doing. This is just cake flour. And you're just gonna add it in. And you kind of want it to incorporate, let it do its thing, and take its time. And then we're gonna add in our beautiful sprinkles. Now she has you portion out 2 different amounts of sprinkles. One is for the actually to go in the batter, and the other, I'll show you guys in a minute. Let's add the rest of this flour in, and then we're going to add the sprinkles in just a minute. Now I'm doing my amount in tablespoons, which sounds kind of weird, but it's the only spoon I have. But it also seems to be working best for me. So incorporate it in portions. It'll make it easier for your blender or your mixer or your spoon to get all the goods in there evenly. Like, you don't want a flour cloud, a cake flour cloud at least. I'm going to move that over for a second, and I'm going to explain the sprinkles to you guys. So there's 2 different kinds, 2 different portions. There's the big portion, there's a small portion. The big one is going to go inside of here, and then the small one gets sprinkled on top of the cake. Fun, right? Clever. But this is basically incorporated. We're going to stop. I'm going to check her instructions. So you're only supposed to mix it for 60 seconds, which is what I did. So for 45 to 60 seconds, mix until batter comes together, scrape down bowl. So I'm going to add in the sprinkles, and I'm just going to mix it for 5 seconds. And that's going to be it, because I already mixed it for about 45 seconds. So let's do that. I'm going to turn it on, stir, and we're just going to add in our sprinkles. And we're just going to let it go. So that's not enough for me. I'm cheating. We're going to do extra sprinkles. And then that's it. That's it. And we're going to put it in a sheet. So let's go get that baking. You can either use 3 6-inch pans, or you can use 11 by 9 baking sheet. Use whatever you got. And then you'll also need the 6-inch ring, which I'll leave the link to on Amazon, and the clear plastic she uses to lay the cake in. So I divided mine into 4 pans, and I lined it with butter, and I also did a little bit of flour, and I topped it with sprinkles. Now you could put this on a sheet, which I did in my first cake, which will be the main picture. Or you can do this and just cut some of the edges off, which you can use to make her truffles. So you can do either or. And you're going to bake this in a 350-degree oven. As you can see, epic fail on making the milk bar recipe, actually using her recipe. So if you can hear in the background, I'm making another cake. This is actually super yummy, so I'm actually going to use this to make her cake ball truffles, because this cake is so good. But again, because of the amount of fat she uses, I made another batter that's less oils and fats, but still tastes like cake batter. And this is round 2 of making my Milk Bar style cake. We're gonna portion them into these pans, and then we're gonna put them in the oven and see what happens. All right, so I'm just gonna weigh and portion these guys out. Cakes are literally in the freezer, and I'm just waiting for them to cool. I think they're almost there. And then we're gonna layer them. So now we're moving on to the icing. So this is my mise en place laid out. We have the milk, what does she call it? Soak with oat milk and the clear vanilla. Super easy to make. Then I have some vegan diet cheese weighed out, my vegetable shortening and vegan butter, clear vanilla. And instead of using cornstarch in the glucose, or corn syrup and the glucose, I used agave, so 2 tablespoons of agave. And then I have my powdered sugar. Again, all the full recipe will be on my blog in the description bar below. I'm gonna make our icing. So into your stand mixer, you're gonna add in your vegan butter softened, and you're also gonna add in your vegetable shortening. And we're just gonna give this a little mix. We're gonna add in our vegan cream cheese. I'm using diet cream cheese, but you can use whatever you got. You can even make your own cream cheese, which I've done before. So yeah, just add in your cream cheese of choice. Alright, and then you're gonna cream this on high. It says for 2 to 3 minutes. So that minute or 2, it should look something like this, nice and fluffy and white. Then we're gonna add in our confectionate sugar or powdered sugar. So I'm gonna stream in the agave. Slowly add in the baking soda, citric acid, and confectionate sugar or powdered sugar. Last but not least, the crumble. So we have our mise en place, which is baking powder, salt, cake flour, oil, sprinkles, and sugars. And this is what the cake looks like, guys. Look at how gorgeous they came out. So I will include this recipe so you guys can follow it, but it is gorgeous. This is by far probably the easiest recipe out of the whole assembly line, besides the cake soak. So you're just gonna add in your sugar. You're gonna add in the flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. And sprinkles. So everything goes into the bowl. And then you're going to drizzle in the oil and the low speed until combined. Okay, so you're gonna drizzle in the oil. So let me start this on low speed and combine it first. So you want it to come all together and be nice and homogeneous. And as you can see, it's turning into the crumble. That looks so pretty. And we're just going to do this until it comes into clusters. See, they're small little clusters. We're just going to put this on a baking sheet, 350-degree oven, 130 Celsius, I'm pretty sure, and then you bake it for 15 minutes. The crumble bites are done and golden and crispy, and the cakes are milk soak. We have our offset spatula, our spoon for our soak, and then we have our cake mold situation in the 8-inch bottomless cake pan, and then we have our cake turner. I'm so excited to assemble this cake for you guys. Let's get close up on this cake. So we're gonna take the soak, and actually using my brush, I'm just gonna brush the inside of this cake with the soak. And this is gonna add that extra vanilla-y situation. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. So yeah, just gonna make sure to brush all of the cake top part with the soak. Again, this artificial vanilla that she uses does taste delicious. So that's what people are addicted to, I can tell by eating that little piece of cake I had. So yeah, once it's all soaked, yeah, it says give it a good healthy bath. So you just want to bathe your cake, you know, you want to make sure it's nice and soaky and moisturized. You don't want no ashy cake. You know, nobody want no ashy cake. All right, we're gonna make sure she nice and moisturized. She look moist to me. Okay. Okay, then we're gonna add the frosting. That's 1/5 of the frosting. I'm just gonna give it a nice stir here, and we're just gonna plop some frosting in there. And we're just gonna use the back of the spoon like she said. And I'm gonna kind of turn this as I do it. And you just want to bring it to the edge a little bit. You don't have to overdo it. This looks so good, y'all. And this smells so good too. Okay. That looks good to me. Next, okay. Sprinkle 1/3 of the birthday crumbs on here. So we're just gonna take some of the birthday crumbs and sprinkle them in here. I'm gonna break them up because some of them are huge, which is okay. But I don't know big ass chunk piece in my tooth. So, just breaking this up. And you just repeat these steps until you are done. I'm gonna work on a few more layers and I'll be back to show you guys what the final result looks like. And it's literally just cake, icing, birthday crumb, cake, icing, birthday crumb. We are on layer 3. I'm just adding crumb to it, kind of filling in the sides with crumbs. You know what I mean? I mean, this cake it's the texture for me though. And then I have some crumble for the top to make it look all cute. And then that'll be the last layer. Let me get the big pieces out of here. Well, if I can grab them. Because I want those on top. But I got a nice amount of big pieces. And then we're going to add the last piece of cake right on top. And this is not easy, y'all. I'm trying. There we go. It's gonna fit. There we go. Yeah. Because it wasn't fitting last time. You can kind of see. I'm going to show you guys a side view so you can see what I'm talking about. That looks so much better. Alright. There we go. That's my cake. I'll show you guys a side view of what it was like. But let me finish the cake first, and then we can see the side view. So, of course, we're going to finish it off with our bath. I'm just going to dunk some on there and kind of just moisturize it. You're going to moisturize your cake. No ashy cakes. All the flavor, all the moisture, all the yumminess that comes along with this. You saw how hard it was to put the cake in there? Because it's tight. Like, it's a tight fit. But I you know, I got it done. I'm gonna try to pull this side up a little bit though. Give me one back. Because the one side was like leaning and it looked tilted. We don't want no tilted cake. And I'm just gonna put it in the fridge overnight so it can chill. But yeah, we're just gonna put all the rest of this bath on this cake. Well, basically, I'm just gonna, let's do that. Pour the rest of that on there. Literally soaking the cake. And then we're gonna add the rest of the icing. Not all of it, though. I don't like a lot of icing on my cakes. That's why you see I'm doing it sparingly. Then I kind of gonna give it a little swirl, like that. And a little bit more. You wanna, it's like literally making layers. That's all the cakes are, and it's exposed layers for her kind of cakes. For not baked by Melissa, for milk bars. It's an exposed cake, so you can see all the layers and all the goods and stuff like that. I'm just gonna bring it to the edge, making sure it's a nice amount of icing. A little bit more. Right. A little bit more on the side too. Alright, boom. Then we're gonna add the pieces on top. We are almost done, guys. So I'm just gonna do the bridge, like the frame of it. I don't really want it too much in the middle, because usually when I see her cakes, it's usually only around the rim of the cake. Yeah, I'm just breaking these up and putting them around the rim of the cake, or the edges. And I'm just gonna go around the whole edge and take all those pieces and put them around the edges. And then I'm gonna chill it, and then you guys will see what it looks like. It looks so pretty already. when I unveil it tomorrow. Look at how gorgeous that is. Oh, it's so pretty. And of course, the crummy crumbs, which are yummy. But we're just gonna put them on the edges. It'll fill in the little spots and help with that border. And that is it, guys. That is my cake. I will take a beautiful picture, but that's what she looks like, and that's how I did it. Layers, look at that, beautiful layers. And that's all she wrote, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Can you open it? Ooh. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Wow. Look at that. Now this cake tastes amazing, as you can see. It's almost gone, this slice. The texture combinations are amazing. The crunchiness, the sweetness from the icing. It is a very birthday-worthy cake.